Alright guys, welcome back to Two Guys Build a Biz. This is David Schlaze back here again with another video. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about why SMMA, or the social media marketing business model, is the best business to start online in 2020. Before we get into the content, it would mean a lot if you subscribe to the channel, and also let us know what you think in the comments. Super awesome engagement on the channel lately. Would love to hear what you guys think about this video. If you work in SMMA, if you work in some of the other business models that we're going to talk about, would be super curious to hear what you have to say. So without further ado, let's jump into the topics of this video. So at a high level, there's a lot of different things that you can weigh against each other, but I'm going to talk to you about my and Derek's personal experience with SMMA or social media marketing, why we believe it is the best, what we looked at when we were evaluating different types of businesses to potentially start online way back in 2016, some stuff that we tried beforehand, and why we landed on the SMMA business model and why it's worked out for us. This is no slight against other types of businesses. Depending on your skill set, depending on what you know about the world, technology, marketing, so on and so forth, this might not apply to you. But for the average person who doesn't have a deep background in making money online, but has a computer, a laptop, a phone, maybe even an iPad, this is why we believe SMMA to be the best. So there are 4 key reasons that I'm going to talk to you about in depth here. But the first one is that there's a very low barrier to entry. Number 2 is the recurring or subscription-based model of SMMA or social media marketing services. 3 is the very low cost to actually start the business as well as run the business with very large margins. And number 4 is that it is the best first business to start online in 2020. And I'm going to explain to you more about what I mean by that as we get further into the video. But let's jump into the first bullet point here, which is the very low barrier to entry compared to other types of service-based businesses. There are no certifications required by regulators of any kind to start a social media marketing agency. You can essentially have the idea, much like Derek and I did back in 2016, to start this business, be open for business as soon as you get your LLC, incorporate or decide to be a sole proprietor for free. If you're interested in how to actually start your business for, in 48 hours or less, we offer that as a checklist. You can get that at the smmablueprint.com/free training. The link's down below. It's inexpensive to start an LLC, but you can basically start the business in 48 hours or less. When you think about most service-based businesses, right? If you think about even plumbers, if you think about accountants, if you think about lawyers who might freelance online, all of these types of services require a certification of some kind. You need to pass some kind of test, get an education that formalizes this type of stuff. You might know more than the average business owner, but you can't legally be a CPA and provide accounting services to them unless you actually have these certifications through the government. Whereas marketing, you can get started really at any level. And something that we teach is more than the average business owner. When we started our agency in 2016, we weren't the best agency in the world by any means, but we knew enough, and we knew more than most of these business owners who have no idea what they're doing at all. They don't know how to edit photos, they don't know how to post, they barely know what Facebook is, and we come in there and we come in with a strategy and put that together for them and execute on it and make a huge difference in their business without having to know super in-depth all this stuff. We can kind of learn this stuff as we go as opposed to having to pass a formal test. So that barrier to entry is very low. It's very easy to get started very quickly, and it's overall just an amazing business to get in. We got our first client paying us almost $3,000 a month within 2 weeks of deciding to start our agency. Just to give you some idea, our biggest problem, which is very rare for entrepreneurs, wasn't making money. It was that we made money so fast that we actually didn't have our business banking account set up yet to take their payment. We closed the deal. We knew that they were going to cut us a check and they wanted to start services, but we weren't going to be able to deposit that because we didn't have our ducks in a row in terms of getting the business started, which is why in our course, we teach you how to get all that stuff taken care of in the first 2 days because you're going to close clients usually very quickly. The second piece is the recurring model, okay? And this is the beauty. This is what every business wants. This is why SaaS companies or software companies in San Francisco get the massive valuations that they do when they get acquired. It's because they have recurring business. They have users on board, they have recurring contracts that go month after month, year after year, as long as that person doesn't cancel, and it's recurring. I go find a client, they pay me $2,000 a month. It's safe to say, as long as I don't screw up, that's a $24,000 a year client for one sale that I had to make. When you think about drop shipping, or Amazon FBA, just to talk about a couple of popular business models right now. Say you decide to start shipping iPhone cases as drop shipping, or fidget spinners, or any one of these trendy items. To make $2,000, let's say $2,000, every iPhone case costs you $0 to buy and you sell it for 10. That's 200 sales that you have to make of iPhone cases for the one sale that I have to make of a subscription-based, service-based social media marketing agency sale. Granted, there's pros and cons to both, right? The iPhone case over time, if it's more scalable, but it also has the ability to fizzle out. Social media marketing services aren't going anywhere. Think about Amazon FBA. You have to buy a lot of inventory to get started. There's checks and balances on Amazon to start listing products. And then, much like the dropshipping model, you have to continue to find products that are going to be hitting on Amazon that aren't hyper competitive, or you're getting priced out of the marketplace there. And that's why every business in the world wishes that they could be a subscription-based business. Even if you think about like dropshipping, if you think about a lot of e-commerce brands now, they're pushing hard on subscription-based. Like my skincare regimen, I get it shipped quarterly, every 3 months. It's recurring. They just send me more of it. Think about Amazon. My dog food comes from Amazon once a month. It's recurring based stuff. Everybody wants to be recurring. That's why the recurring social media marketing business model is amazing. Let's talk about the very low cost to get started. And what I mean by this, I'm not talking about what I mentioned before with the low barrier of entry with a cheap LLC. There's no inventory required. There's no product. You don't need a bunch of stuff to get started. The total startup costs of our agency was the cost to incorporate, which in 2016 I think was like $130 through the state of Minnesota to get our LLC. And then after that, the only cost was $8 a month for a website called I'm Creator to build our website. It looked amazing. $12 for our domain for our business, and then $5 for each for 2 accounts through G Suite for business email. Bringing the grand total, I think that all we spent to get started was like $250 or something ridiculous, and we were in business. We were profitable less than 2 weeks later by a 10x return with almost a $3,000 client paying us. Because we delivered all the services ourselves before building a team, all that $3,000 was ours to keep for the first 6 months. We just basically fulfilled all the work before we started building a team, and it was amazing because we were just making crazy money straight out the bat. We were able to leave our jobs less than 6 months after starting the business, having both replaced our 6-figure incomes, which is awesome. Also, there's no inventory, right? If you think about FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, or drop shipping, you either need to buy inventory or you need to buy attention. If you have a huge personal brand, it's going to be a lot easier for you. It might be super profitable right away, but you're going to have to buy ad spend. You're going to have to invest in making these sales, running traffic to your sites, one way or another, buying influencers, however you get people to find out about your product that you're selling, or you're going to need inventory to ship to Amazon for them to sell it for you. That's tons of inventory. That's tons of capital that you're going to have to invest into the business, in addition to all the things that you're going to need for SMMA or social media marketing agency, your LLC and corporation costs, and then you're going to have to invest more on top of that just to get it rolling. And then for the longest time, it's entirely possible, and I see this all the time from people who have tried these other business models who come into SMMA. They're like, man, I spent so much money on this stuff, and now it didn't work out. I wasted a bunch of money, and now I want to get into social media marketing, which brings me to the 4th bullet point, which is it's the best first business to start online. So here's what Derek and I did. First, we started our social media marketing agency. We got clients to pay us. Through that, and being honest with them, we were new at this. We told them that. We're like, hey, we're a new agency. We're going to do our best. We're offering you a discount on our services to get started, but you guys are our first client. We're really excited. But we were straight up with them. That enabled us to get really good at providing these services and doing these services. That enabled us to make more money from the business. We were able to then take that money and reinvest it into starting more businesses. We tried drop shipping. We tried other things, different products that we were selling online, and it started to work out really well because we had these skills from running our agency to be successful with this stuff. We didn't have to go hire an agency because we had no idea how to run ads. We didn't have to go hire an agency because we had no idea how to make good content and make it work on these platforms and make sales. We already knew how to do that because we'd been doing it from our clients and we'd been learning along the way. So when we went to go into these other ventures, we were way more profitable, way faster than we ever would have been otherwise. Which is why we say it's the best first business to start online, because if you learn how to run an SMMA or social media marketing agency, you now know how to bring attention to businesses. You understand marketing strategies, and you can then go and iterate and start new businesses for yourself. It's been massively successful for us, right? It keeps our margins fatter on these other businesses because we know how to do all these services. We have a team to deliver on this stuff now. When you look at it, there's just so many reasons why the social media marketing agency model is superior to these other business models for the right person. If you have a massive following, if you have a proprietary product that is like niche specific that you built or something like that, dropshipping, Amazon FBA might be a perfect fit for you. But for the bulk of people who are looking to start their first business online, I firmly believe that SMMA or social media marketing agency model is the best. So I'm super curious to hear what you guys think about that. Post up in the comments. Again, if this is of interest to you to get started in SMMA, we have a free training. It's the most in-depth free training that we've put together. It's down in the description. Check it out. And if you have 2 seconds, I'd appreciate it if you smash the like button. It helps other budding entrepreneurs or people interested in online business find videos like this that hopefully provided some value to you in your day. Thanks for watching all the way through. Again, this is David Schleis with 2 Guys Build a Biz, and I hope to see you in the next video.